Good evening. Tonight I'm going to do a Parmesan pork chop that gets browned on top of the stove and then put in the oven. And then I'm also going to do with it a sauteed yellow squash. So in my bowl here I have my gluten-free breadcrumbs. I have about a cup of that. I have a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. I have a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to put in probably about a teaspoon or so of Italian seasoning. I'm going to put some pepper and about a half a teaspoon of salt, because Parmesan's got salt in it already, and a little bit of smoked paprika. So I've got my oven up to 425. I've got my 2 tablespoons of oil heated in my pan on the stove. We're going to take the chops. These are a little thicker. These are probably about an inch and a quarter. So it's going to take a little longer to cook than it would normally. So we're going to take that and we're going to put it in the pan. And we're going to brown each one of them, because they're so thick, probably 3 minutes per side. So we're going to brown them 3 minutes per side. Okay, as you can see, these are nice and browned. I'm going to put them in a 425 degree oven for about 20 minutes, only because they're so thick. So I'm going to set the timer for that. Now, while that's cooking, I have in here 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to turn this down to low now. And I'm going to add my yellow squash, which I cut up. Into small slices. I'm going to add some pepper, some salt, and about a half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add some thyme. I would normally use my thyme plant, but my cat tends to like to eat it, so there's nothing left until I get the plant outside. So I'm going to add some French thyme to this, because I like thyme with my squash. So what you're going to do is you're just going to keep like flipping that until it gets browned. So probably about maybe 5 to 7 minutes and it'll be done. Your squash doesn't take long to cook, but at least that's ready when your other stuff is. Okay, see you back shortly. Okay, here's the pork chop. I just took it out of the pan. Here's our squash, which is nice and browned, and I like it when it's browned up like that. And we're going to serve that. If you want to serve this with a potato or rice or something else, that's your choice. Here's the picture of it. Have a nice evening. See you next week.